Hi, this is Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with a combination of keto, carnivore, and counting calories. I started my journey in August of 2019 and reached my goal in November of 2022. Now that I've reached my goal, I'm focusing on my health, both physical and mental. Thank you for watching.
There you go. Let's see how it is after I eat. Kind of bad all week. Well, we started at 168, but look where we are today. I am so swollen. My feet are ankles and toes, everything's swollen, but hashtag no regrets. It was fun with the family yesterday.
Hey there, let's eat breakfast together. As usual, somebody's drinking, and as usual, I've got my Begga cake. So I made these up yesterday. I did something different with them. I added, that's good flavor. I had some of that tomato chicken bouillon and some regular chicken bouillon. I just want to see what happened. It's good. So yesterday we had the family reunion. It was so fun. You know, I love people. I like to be around people. But I have some social anxiety. And so, like I know some of you all have said that, oh, I bet you're fun to hang out with. It depends. It really depends. If it's a situation, and like even when I'm with my best friend Angie, sometimes my social anxiety is high enough that I'm not as laughing silly. Sometimes I have none, and I'm just like ha 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 ha. But it's different with me to you all because it's my phone. So I'm not hearing this judgment in the back of my head. And so I'm not seeing faces and like, or, you know, so I don't see your faces. So in the back of my mind, I'm not having to deal with the judgment. I'm just looking at my phone. And so, anyway, but I had a great time yesterday. And ate a whole lot of food that I shouldn't. I'm up, as you see, 4 pounds from what I was a couple days ago. But I wanted to talk to you about that. On my way down, the first time, like, well, let me start. When I was carnivore, I was super strict. I wouldn't touch anything. And when I had I touched a few things. I ate a few things. Whenever I had broccoli a couple times, I felt so guilty mentally. And looking back, I laugh at it. And I'm like, you know, broccoli ain't what made me fat. Now, please keep in mind, I didn't have all the physical health issues that a lot of people have. And that's why they turned to carnivore. I turned to carnivore because I was lazy and I didn't want to have to cook vegetables every night. And then everybody was talking about how much weight they lost. I'm like, oh, that's what I want. But I do know carnivore is a healing diet. So anyway, so I whenever I would eat a bite of broccoli or something, I felt so much guilt. But when I went to keto and counting calories, that's when my weight loss really kicked in. But I want to talk to you all about something because I feel like I was pretty regimented. You know what I mean? Monday through Monday, counting calories, everything. But and watching every piece of food I put in my mouth, I was good at it. and counting my macros and all that stuff. I was really, really good at it and obsessively good. But this isn't the first time I went to a family reunion. This isn't the first time I went out to eat. This isn't the first time, I did those things, those social things. And so, nope. Quit. Not you all, him. I got a nose down here. See if you can see his nose. Yeah, that's the nose. He wants to lick my fingers. No. But anyway, that wasn't my first social gathering. On the way down, the first time, even then, I still, whenever I went out to eat or to a family reunion, I stuck to the mostly good things. Like I would not have had the potato salad. I would not have had, like just a lot of the various things. I would not have had them. And so this time, now that I've, around where I want to be, I did. And it got me thinking, I didn't avoid all of the things though. When I went to the family reunion then, I didn't skip everything. I did vegetables and I did eat the chicken and pulled off the skin last time. And I ate lots of deviled eggs. And I didn't think about how it was made, what was in them. And so that's kind of how I did yesterday. Yesterday I was brave enough to try a few things like the potato dishes, but I also know my triggers. My triggers are the sweet stuff. I'm not going to list them all because I don't want to trigger any of you. My triggers are the sweet stuff. So I did not have I didn't come back with a whole bunch of sweet stuff. My dessert was fruit. Because that's something I eat and I know it doesn't trigger me. I did have 2 bites of something. That was on my sister and one was on my mom's plate. So, I did have a couple bites of something. But, no, stop. But anyway, I don't think there's anything wrong with being super strict when you go places. But at the same time, there's also nothing wrong with being human. There's also nothing wrong with eating some things that are off your plan if you can handle it. And I also think that in the past where I got in trouble was I would walk away from those kinds of things and I would feel upset with myself. I'd be mad that I ate too much of this or ate too much of that, and I'd go home and binge. It was an excuse to binge. Binging was my happy place. As we know, being full is my happy place, so it was my excuse to binge. And so something I've had to learn over the years is that it's just a meal. It's just one thing. It's just one meal. In my old way of thinking, I've ruined the day. Well, let me just go eat all the things. And then I would go back in my cycle. Now I have learned that it's just a meal. Yup. I took a couple bites of sweet stuff. Yup. I ate potato salad. I ate a couple bites of this chicken skin. Not all of it. And today, my body is paying for it. My feet are swollen. My ankles are swollen. I'm sore. My body is sore. So I'm paying the piper today. But, I did not spiral. I came home. I didn't skip supper. I didn't skip all the things. I didn't come home and eat all the things. Like right now, I've got this trip coming up, so I actually have some Quest protein chips in front of me. Old Terry would have come home and opened those up and binged on them. But it's a meal. It was just a meal. And so it's something I've really had to work hard on. And it's something you're going to have to work hard on too. It's not all or nothing anymore. And so that was the line of thinking that got me every time I lost weight. That's the line of thinking that got me back to where I was. That's the line of thinking that gave me the problems and caused me to regain weight. So when I tell you guys, weight loss is not just what you eat. Weight loss is a lot of mental health work. I don't mean mental health like we know my OCD ain't fixed, but the mental part of knowing why I binged, knowing what feelings caused me to binge, knowing my past well enough to know of why I do the things I do, and not dwelling on it, not sitting on it, not stewing in it. But anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. It's just a meal. Just a meal. And let tomorrow take care of itself. For today, just for today, I'm going to make the right decisions all day long. But if I mess up at a meal, it's just a meal. And just today, for the rest of the day, I'm gonna go back to making the right decisions for the other meals. And then whenever tomorrow comes, just for today, I'll make the right decisions. Unless I have a meal like where I have to go out for work or something like that. Or, if Mom and Missy happen to be in Cape tomorrow and they're like, well, let's go out to eat for lunch. It's just a meal. It's just one meal. It's not an excuse to binge. It's not something you beat yourself up over. And I think that's something that many, I'm not going to say all, but many of us who are and overweight, we're overweight for a reason. And we beat ourselves up very quickly over things. So now some people don't, and that's okay. But for those of us that do beat ourselves up quickly, it's kind of a self-deprecating, whatever the word is, self-defeating to be that way. So I just want to say that. It's just a meal. Just one event. And that's what I try to tell myself, my social anxiety self, when I go somewhere. Because after I get home from somewhere, I'm always so glad I went. Even whenever I eat dumb stuff. So, remember that. It's just a meal. Just one event. And that's what I got to say about it. So, I'm going to take this last bite. I'm going to go wash my hands. And I don't know. I tried on my shorts. Only one pair fit. I don't know which Terri bought them shorts and what Terri was thinking when she did buy them shorts. I don't even know if I did buy them. I don't know. Maybe they were given to me by somebody. I don't know. They're not even remotely the right size. So, anyway. So at some point, I need to go get some shorts for this trip. All right. I love you guys. Jesus loves you guys. And, oh yeah, I got to tell you all about church afterwards. I'll try to make it fast because, I sure just rattle on forever. All right, anyway, I'll see you after church. Bye. Hello. Okay, I just got back from church. So we had a different pastor preach today. His name is Michael. And he started off, so he has not preached in over a year. And he started off just talking about a year ago. He did not know he had diabetes. And so he had ketoacidosis. and went to the hospital and was in a coma for 8 days. And he was talking about how, our sermon series right now is life upside down, and how we as Christians need to live our life upside down from the rest of the world. But he turned it to a way that his life was upside down. And he spent 33 days in the hospital. And part of that time was in the ICU on a vent. And he was talking about, he had to have a lot of physical therapy. And along with that came increased fear. And he talked about a lot of, when we also get a lot of fear when there's a lot of pressure. And I just want to preface all this to say, I have my church link on every one of my videos. So if you ever want to listen to my church, or, if you're looking for a church, but you don't want to go anywhere, we really have they're a good online community. There's an online presence. So feel free to click the link, and it's here on YouTube, and you can watch my church. But anyway, so then he talked about how fear is actually an illusion. And he's like, it's real because we feel fear. But he said it's deceptive. It is a deceptive impression of reality. He says it feels real and it's a natural response, but oftentimes our outcomes are exaggerated. Like I know, whenever I have to give a speech, or whenever I have to go to family, I was telling you this morning that, I have a mild social anxiety. So, I have a fear of being out in social events. And so it's unrealistic and it's exaggerated, but, but it is a real feeling. So he said something we have to remember is that God is in control, and that fear isn't telling us the truth. And then he talked about Moses. So for anyone who doesn't know, Moses, he was born during the times whenever, the children of Israel had been enslaved in Egypt for, I think it was 400 years. Anyway, for a long time. And so they were killing, the king decided to kill all the babies, all the male babies. And the prince, I don't know if it was the queen or princess, somebody, the mother of Moses was an Israelite, and she put baby Moses in the water, and then the queen found him, princess, anyway, she found him. And so she raised him as her own, and he was raised as an Egyptian. Well, then, long story short, he ended up leaving, and he went and lived with his father-in-law and wife. He moved away and got married and went and lived with his father-in-law. And while he was out there, he was a shepherd, lived there for a long time. And he was a shepherd and taking care of the flock. And he saw a bush that was burning, but it wasn't burning up. And so anyway, he went, and it was God, and God was talking to him and telling him that you're going to go lead my people out of Egypt. And he's like, no, God, I'm not. Because evidently he had a speech issue. And so it's where we picked up Exodus 4, verse 13 to 17. And this is how I knew that Pastor Chris wasn't going to preach, because this is how this one looks. See how those lines? And usually when Pastor Chris preaches, there's a bunch of fill in the blanks. So I was like, I got there and I sat down like, Pastor Chris is probably off today. But anyway, so it says, Moses again pleaded, Lord, please send anybody else. And then the Lord became angry with Moses and he said, all right, what about your brother Aaron the Levite? I know he speaks well, and look, he is on his way to meet you now. He will be delighted to see you. Talk to him and put the words in his mouth. I will be with both of you as you speak. Oh, wait, where am I at? Hang on. I will be with both of you as you speak, and I will instruct you both in what to do. Aaron will be your spokesman to the people. He will be your mouthpiece, and you will stand in the place of God for him, telling him what to say, and take your shepherd's staff with you and use it to perform the miraculous signs I've shown you. So Pastor was saying, fear doesn't give us a pass. He didn't say, okay, don't worry, buddy, I'll send somebody else. Instead, Moses still had to go, but God gave him a solution to move forward. So a lot of times we use fear to get out of things instead of pushing through. Like a lot of times I don't want to go somewhere. I'm afraid of, oh, well, what if I don't get home in time to let the dogs out? Or what if I go and people will judge me? Or, like I didn't want to go put on my swimming suit on the cruise out of fear instead of just putting it on and saying, who cares? We let fear stop us from doing things. And so instead of using fear and pushing through, we still have to do some things we don't want to do or we're afraid of. Like Joshua, he had to take over, when Moses died. He was afraid because, spoiler alert, Moses didn't get to lead the children, the Israelites, into the promised land because of something he did. So Joshua had to take over. So, Joshua, he was afraid. Can you imagine if somebody said, hey, hello, okay, I need you now to take over leading this nation, a whole nation. Can you imagine how afraid he was? But he, God got him through it. So we don't have to understand what God has planned for us. We just have to obey. When God calls us to do something, like trusting and obeying, like we trust and obey a GPS. He said, we have a GPS and it says turn left, we turn left. But when God says, Terry, go teach those little kindergarten through third graders, we freak out. But yet if a GPS says make a right and then left, okay, So, but we have to move. Oh, he says we have more than we think. So example, Moses had Aaron and his staff and said, God never gives us gifts. God does give us gifts. And listen, I can't always read my handwriting. Y'all laugh because I sometimes can't read the handwriting when one of y'all send me something. I can't even read my own handwriting because I look at a computer screen all day. Anyway, God gives gifts and not our gift. God gives us gifts. We cannot out-gift God. So God knows us better than anyone, and we should not let our fear pull us away. God will use our surroundings to help us, just like, God told Moses, okay, this staff that you've been carrying for years to do your day-to-day job, use this staff. You're going to use this staff. So that was kind of something that he was familiar with. And his brother Aaron, he was familiar with his brother Aaron. So like for me, God said, I use my mom. I use you guys. I'm familiar with you guys. I use my coworkers, my family, my church family. I use you guys as my crutch to help me go forward with things. So God allows us to use our surroundings. And those are gifts that God has given us. So God has what we don't. And God has to be with us. So we must keep him. Look, that's my notes, y'all. And you wonder why I have to pause and not say stuff. That's my handwriting. So it says, we must keep God close with us in bad, scary times. God is enough. We aren't enough. I know we say, you are enough. And yes, you are enough of a person and you should love and be loved. You should, I thought I heard rain. We are enough, but we are enough with God in us. So we don't have to be something we're not. Because, like we say, you are enough. Well, yeah, you're enough of a person. And because I hear that a lot at work. You are enough. Well, yes, we are enough. But we are not enough to handle things on our own without Jesus. So with Jesus in our hearts, we are enough. So we aren't enough to do the things alone. We weren't meant to live life alone. God has us and won't leave us alone. I mean, even in the Garden of Eden, you know what I mean? God was with them in the Garden of Eden. We were designed to work together with God. We were designed to walk hand in hand with God. So for those of us who are Christians and and take the Bible as at its word, we were designed to walk with God day to day and spend time with God. So that's why with God, with Him at our side, we can push through. So teaching Terri, who has to do the kids' church, you're enough and God's got you. So stop being a big old chicken. Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to eat some. I don't know what I'm going to eat. I haven't been in Mom's kitchen. Just know I'm going to eat a snack on something because it is 11:37. So Mom should be getting out of church in the next 15, 20 minutes. And I'll show you what I get. Depending on where we go, I have no idea if we'll go to our usual stomping grounds or not because Missy's with us. So, all right. I love you guys. Bye. Hey, with Jesus, you are enough. All right. Bye. So my sister that came to town, she's got a good eye and she actually bought some paint. And when she came, I came and helped finish, but I only did like the rolling of the wall. But anyway, so I'll try to remember if I have the pictures of what this room looked like before. So it was kind of a gold color. Here you go. That's the color of it. See how it's kind of a gold color? Gold and burgundy was the theme for that bedroom, which my sisters say is outdated. And so anyway, the theme is we're trying to figure out these curtains. And Susan, my oldest sister, she ordered some curtains for this room for Mom. And that is how they're supposed to look. But that messes with my brain. To me, that looks off kilter and unfinished. So I pulled it across, and to me, that looks better. But I'm old-fashioned. I don't do well with the trendy stuff. It goes down to the floor. But Susan, my oldest sister, and my middle sister, they both like the trendy stuff. But anyway, so they like the half look. And it messes with me. Now, Mom doesn't like this on this window because there's some holes and stuff on the screens. The screens are not good screens in this room. So anyway, Mom doesn't like it. But for me, that just doesn't look finished. To me, yes, I know you can't see out, but that or two curtains is better in my brain. We don't have I don't think she has the cover that she wants or anything. And the walls are blank. They're still working on all that. But anyway, so Missy and Mom have been painting. And like I said, I came on, I guess it was Friday evening. Yeah, Friday afternoon I came and helped roller paint. I like this color. But anyway, yeah, I don't like that window. And some of y'all are into the whole trendy stuff. Let's see, today's Sunday, Monday. So on Tuesday, you'll be getting this. But that's what the trendy thing is. But that's what my brain thinks looks better. So anyway, I just thought I'd share with y'all because I'm waiting on Mom to say they're on their way.
He had the guy.
Yes. Yeah. There's my salad right there. I got ranch. And they were out of pork steak today, so I got my broccoli and my chopped steak. It's 10 ounces of chopped steak. Woo, doggy, this is going to be a long video. So we're just going to discuss this real quick. I have some ground beef. Oh, you're over here. I have some ground beef with jicama in it and some ketchup and a little bit of mustard. I microwaved it. Then this right here, I got my salad. We're just having a salad tonight. And then this is it's a peanut butter keto chow peanut butter with a little bit of cheesecake pudding, the instant kind, and milk. So there we go. All right, well, that's what I'm eating, and now I'm gonna go eat in the living room and get this edited. I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.